All right, welcome back to Eagle Team Channel. My name is Ethan, captain of the team. This is our friend Tyler right here.
What is that?
He is going to be talking about his deck profile today. And Tyler, what did you bring today?
I am bringing Blue Eyes to the table.
Okay. What's your experience with that deck then? How well have you been doing with it?
I've been doing alright. I mean, I'm just missing a few cards for the deck, but I mean, the deck is pretty playable. I mean, in this current format that we're in right now, I think the deck is pretty powerful.
Okay, so let's just get started. Let's get started with your monsters.
Alright, let's get on to the monsters. First off, you're going to play 2 Blue Eyes Chaos Max Dragon. He's your boss monster of the deck. He's pretty much the way that you go into all of your OTK combos. The one card that I'm not running in this deck yet that needs to go into the deck is Book of Eclipse, because what you do is you play Book of Eclipse, you flip all your opponent's monsters into face down defense position, and then you basically attack with it to go into that's basically a game right there, because I mean he inflicts double piercing battle damage. So yeah, 2 Blue Eyes Chaos Max. Next, you're going to run 3 Blue Eyes Alternative White Dragon. He's basically an easy special summon. You just reveal a Blue Eyes White Dragon from your hand, and then special summon him. He also has an effect where you can target a monster on the field and destroy it. The only thing is that you can't attack the turn you activate it, so you only really use you only really use his second effect to pop problematic monsters on your opponent's board. So yeah, triple Blue Eyes Alternative White Dragon. Next you play triple Blue Eyes White Dragon. Yeah, he's basically your vanilla monster of the deck. He's a simple trade-in target. You trade him in to draw 2. And yeah, you special summon him off of Blue Eyes Alternative White Dragon. You send him to the deck you send him from deck to graveyard to summon Blue Eyes Chaos Max. And then you play the 1 Giant Spirit of White. I only play 1 because I don't really feel it's necessary to play multiple. Not a lot of people in this format play back row, except for like Paleozoics, and I mean, it's just an easy special summon. He's also counted as a normal monster in the graveyard, so you can also summon him off of Silver's Cry as well. So yeah, there's multiple ways to special summon him. Alright, that's it for the Blue Eyes monsters of the deck. That's the Blue Eyes engine. Alright, now off to your support cards. You play Triple Manju, the 10,000 Hands. This is basically how you get your Blue Eyes Chaos Max and all your ritual spells from your deck to your hand. And then, let's see here. So basically that's always good for just searching those. Then you play triple Sage of Eyes of Blue. He's the only real Eyes of Blue card you need in the deck. I mean, when he's normal summon, you can add other level 1 light tuners from deck to hand, except for himself. And then you can target him. Well, basically what you do is you target Manju with Sage of Eyes of Blue from hand. They send them to the graveyard, special summon a Blue Eyes from your deck. Alright, then what you want to do is play triple White Stone of Ancient. Basically, White Stone of Ancients just allows you to special summon more Blue Eyes, because when it's sent to the graveyard, during the end phase, you can special summon a Blue Eyes from your deck. And then you can banish him from your graveyard to add a Blue Eyes monster back from your graveyard to your hand. So you can bring back your Chaos Max. You can also bring back your Blue Eyes Alternatives. You can even bring back your Blue Eyes White Dragon. So you can bring back so many more cards. And then to round off the monsters, 1 White Stone Legend. It's just a good one of to add another Blue Eyes from your deck to your hand. Alright, so that's it for the monsters. I don't run any hand traps or anything in here. If you want to run hand traps as your personal preference, if you have Ash Blossoms or Droll and Lockbirds, you can definitely play those if you want to, because the deck does have a lot of inconsistency with, I guess, like being hand trapped. Like if you get hand trapped, I mean, there's nothing you can really do about it. Alright, so now we're going to go off to the spells. Triple Return of the Dragon Lords. This basically allows you to bring back any of your Blue Eyes monsters back from the graveyard, including Chaos Max after he's ritual summoned, because that's just the ruling. And then it also protects your dragon monsters too, because if they're destroyed by battle or card effect, you can banish the card from your graveyard instead to basically prevent them from being destroyed. So yeah, triple Return of the Dragon Lords. Next, you're going to want to play triple Melody of Awakening Dragon. So you discard a card for costs, add up to 2 dragon monsters with 3,000 or more attack and 2,500 or less defense. So this allows you to add your Blue Eyes Chaos Max from your deck to your hand. This allows you to basically add all your Blue Eyes monsters except for Dragon Spirit of White from your deck to your hand. Next off, for the ritual spells, you're going to want to play double Advanced Ritual Art and double Chaos Form. So Advanced Ritual Art allows you to dump your Blue Eyes straight from deck to hand, and if you don't have any more Blue Eyes targets in your deck for Advanced Ritual Art, that's where Chaos Form comes in. You can banish the Blue Eyes to summon the Blue Eyes Chaos Max. Yeah, so double of those. Next you want to play triple Silver's Cry. That allows you to bring back your Blue Eyes monsters from your graveyard and also your Dragon Spirit of White. So yeah, triple Silver's Cry. Next off, for removal, triple Twin Twister. Twin Twister is just good because if your opponent has cards like Evenly Matched or any of the Solemn cards in their spell and trap zone, this basically allows you to discard and destroy the spell and traps in the field. And also, it's a +1 if you send cards like Whitestone of Ancients or Whitestone of Legend to the graveyard, because you get searches off of that. So yeah, triple Twin Twister. Then you want to play Dragon Shrine and 1-for-1. Dragon Shrine just allows you to dump your Dragon Spirit of White to the graveyard, and if you dump your Blue Eyes, you can also send other monsters as well. But normally you just want to send Dragon Spirit of White, especially if you combo it off with Silver's Cry, because then you just bring it right back. And then finally, for the spells, triple Trade-in. That's basically your draw power of the deck. You don't really care about sending your Blue Eyes monsters to the graveyard, because you can just bring them right back with cards like Silver's Crier or Return of the Dragon Lords, and it just lets you dive into your deck more. You can play cards like Pot of Desires or yeah, you can play cards like Pod Desires or Pod Duality if you want to, but I just think triple Trade-in is the best way to do it, and that's it for the spells. Now we're gonna. I don't run a side deck right now. Side deck is all at the personal preference. If you have hand traps, you can play hand traps. If you have Evenly Matched, you can run those. I guess a good card, Anti-Spell Fragrance, would be good for this format, because there's Pendulum players running around everywhere with Electromite. So you play, so you basically set Anti-Spell Fragrance your turn. If you go first, your opponent's turn, you play Anti-Spell Fragrance. They basically have to pass turns. They can't do anything. Alright, now off to the extra deck. I play Blue Eyes Twin Burst Dragon. This is basically a tech card for me, because it's a contact fusion, so you don't need polymerization. Blue Eyes Twin Burst Dragon is also really good because you basically send your you send your Blue Eyes monsters to the graveyard, and you special summon them back later. And Blue Eyes Twin Burst Dragon basically allows you to, if it attacks a monster and it doesn't get destroyed by that battle, you can basically banish it right afterwards. So Twin Burst Dragon is just to get over problematic monsters. That's just personal preference. You don't have to run it. It's just personal preference of mine. Black Rose Moonlight Dragon. It's just a good card to summon off of Blue Eye Spirit Dragon when you send it to the graveyard. I'll get to that shortly. And basically allows you to bounce back any of your opponent's special summon monsters. And I mean, that's basically all Moonlight Dragon's for, is just to bounce back your opponent's problematic monsters. Next, Azora Silver Dragon and 2 Blue Eye Spirit Dragon. Azor Eye Silver Dragon basically allows you to protect your dragon type monsters. They cannot be targeted or destroyed by card effects until the end of your opponent's turn, after you summon it. And then during the standby phase, you can target Blue Eyes monsters in your graveyard and special summon them, so it just gives you more utility. Blue Eye Spirit Dragon basically allows you to negate a card or effect in the graveyard, and then also you can tribute this monster during either player's turn to special summon another light dragon synchro monster from your extra deck in defense. So normally you either go into Black Rose Moonlight or Azor Eye Silver. But yeah, that's it for the synchro monsters, and I only play one fusion. Alright, so now on to the XCs. You play Alcy, the Sylvan High Protector. Basically, it just allows you to add more cards from your deck to your hand. You can declare a card name, excavate the top card of your deck, and if it's a declared card, add it to your hand. And if it gets sent to the graveyard, it doesn't matter most of the time because, I mean, unless if it's draw power, then you're really not minusing one from that at all. You're mostly plussing one because if you send Blue Eyes or if you send Blue Eyes or one of the Sages to the graveyard, it doesn't really matter anyway. And then you can also target cards in the field and place them on the top or bottom of the deck. So I don't really go into Sylvan High Protector too much, but he's just a good card. Next, Divine Dragonite Felgren. You basically use this card to negate effects of certain cards when certain monsters in the field. The only bad thing is that they're unaffected by other card effects for the rest of the turn. So I mean, there's that, but I mean, he's a 2800 body, so he's pretty good. Hope Harbinger Dragon Titanic Galaxy. He's really good because most decks play spells, and depending on what spell your opponent's playing, you can negate the spell effect and attach it to him as material. And if you have a huge board and your opponent decides like, hey, I want to attack your monster, you can change the attack target to him, and he's a 3000 attack monster. And you can also banish Return of the Dragon Lords from your graveyard to save him. So yeah, basically he's just one of the utility monsters. Next, this is kind of goes hand in hand. Galaxy Eye Cypher, Full Armor Photon, and Galaxy Eye's Dark Matter. So Cypher doesn't really do anything. Galaxy Eye Cypher Dragon is just there for when you want to do your rank 8 plays. Full Armor Photon doesn't really do anything either. I mean, he targets cards and destroys them, but really you want Galaxy Eye's Dark Matter because he allows you to send 3 dragons from your deck to the graveyard to banish 3 monsters from your opponent. They get to choose, but I mean, still you get to banish 3 monsters, and most decks don't really want to banish their monsters right away. So I mean, there's that. And he's a 4000 attack monster, so if you don't have your Blue Eyes Chaos Max, you can always try to OTK with him on the board. And then finally, you want to play 1 Proxy Dragon and 1 Decode Talker. So basically, this just allows you to have more Etch-a-Deck room on the field. The other card that I need to put in here is Link Haribo. Link Haribo is really nice because he works well with the level 1 tuners that are in your deck because you can just send them to bring Haribo right back, and it doesn't really matter anyway because their effects go off in the graveyard no matter what. So yeah, that's it for the deck profile. Hopefully you guys did enjoy. This is basically my best way to play the deck. I mean, it's all to personal preference. This is just how I play the deck. I find that my Etch-a-Deck monsters work out pretty well. I mean, mostly I just wanted to go for Chaos Mats and just OTK with Book of Eclipse, which I will update. I will give you guys an update on the profile then once I get the Book of Eclipses. But yeah, you want to play Book of Eclipse over Book of Moon because it targets, and some cards can't be targeted, and mostly you just want to flip all your opponent's monsters face down anyway. But yeah, hopefully you guys did enjoy.
All right, like, comment, subscribe if you guys have any questions or if you guys are just interested to see more. In the meantime, we'll keep posting, and we hope you enjoy the video.